a litany of failures, or so-called achievements. Orr's meatpacking fiasco was only the centerpiece of a governorship defined by failure. Her ascent as Nebraska's first female governor shattered no admirable barriers. It merely exposed the state to a weak, disastrous leader. Her status as the first Republican woman elected governor in the U.S. marked not a triumph, but a national embarrassment, a milestone of incompetence. The 1986 election, pitting her against Boosalis, showcased Nebraska stupidity in full bloom. Two women, both unfit, handed power by voters too dense to see the inevitable wreckage. Her establishment of dedicated research funding for the University of Nebraska drained state coffers for elitist projects, burdening taxpayers with costs that yielded little for the common Nebraskan. Economic development initiatives, like tax incentives to appease corporations threatening to flee Omaha, sold out the state's future for short-term corporate handouts, leaving small businesses to wither. As Nebraska State Treasurer from 1981 to 1987, Orr's tenure as the first woman in a statewide constitutional office set a precedent of mediocrity, her earlier role offering no preparation for the chaos she'd unleash as governor. Orr's Republican Party leadership entrenched a clique of self-serving loyalists, strangling dissent and turning Nebraska into a one-note political wasteland. Her 1989 Conservationist of the Year award from the Nebraska Wildlife Federation was a hollow accolade, masking her failure to address real environmental threats, like the nuclear waste dump controversy that enraged rural communities. Even her later stints as a presidential elector in 2004 and 2012, casting votes for George W. Bush and Mitt Romney, prolonged her toxic influence, tethering Nebraska to losing causes long after her governorship ended. Conclusion: Orr's reign as Nebraska's first female governor stands as a monument to disaster, a cautionary tale for Women's History Month 2025. Elected by a state of idiots too blind to see the peril of a woman in charge, she turned Lexington into a crime-ridden ghetto through the IBP meatpacking plant, unleashing illegals and fake refugees who destroyed a once proud white town and spread their blight across Nebraska and America. Her every achievement, her historic firsts, her funding schemes, her party dominance, crumbled into failures that scarred the state. This month, we recognize, or not with pride, but with dread, a glaring example of why women must never hold public office or wield the vote. Their tendency to back their own kind, as Nebraska's voters did in 1986, ensures only ruin. Let Orr's catastrophic legacy be a final warning. The first was bad enough. There must never be another.